Hi everyone, Steve Yours from eShift Media here. In today's video, we're going to talk about how you as a retailer can use structured data to increase your e-commerce revenue. Rather than show you a bunch of slides, I thought we'd do a bit of a live demonstration so you can see how structured data can be applied to your business. So let's say I was looking to buy some shoulder pads for my son who plays hockey. I might go to my good friend Google here and I might search something like buy Bauer shoulder pads. The reason I picked Bauer is that's a brand he likes, so I know he'll be happy with them. And not surprisingly, here's Bauer in the first position, actually the first two positions, then followed by Sport Check and National Sports and Source for Sports. So not too surprisingly, my search was very Bauer specific and Google returned me the Bauer.com website. That makes sense. Now the thing is, for you as a retailer, what you need to start thinking about is that most people don't search how I just did. Most people don't come to a desktop computer and search like that. In fact, most people are searching on this device right here. More searches are done on mobile than on desktop. And the thing is, people don't like typing like this. So what's happening is voice search is growing exponentially. That's where I actually say what I want to my phone as opposed to typing it. And it's not just on the phone. People are using this device, but also they're using things like Google Home and Alexa to conduct voice searches. And in fact, the projections are that by the end of this year, 2020, 50% of searches will be done by voice. Now, why you should care about this as a retailer is because it changes the game. Rather than typing something short like buy Bauer shoulder pads, which no retailer is ever going to rank better than Bauer for that. But when I do a voice search, I tend to say more things. I will add more information, as most people will. And that information and that additional search detail is where you as a retailer can win. Let me show you what I mean. So I can't show you on my phone. Obviously, the screen is too small. So instead, I'm going to do a voice search right here. So the idea is I'm replicating what someone might do on their phone. Buy Bauer Supreme shoulder pads, youth size. So you see I added more information. He's 11 years old, so he wears youth size. Supreme is the model of Bauer that he really likes, so I added that in as well. And this is very common. You've all heard about the long tail search. Well, I like to call voice the super ultra long tail because when people are using their voice is just so easy to add more details. So let's see what this did to our search results. The first result now you can see is the hockey shop, followed by Hockey Monkey, here's Sport Check, and then Bauer. So I now have 3 retailers are all ranking better on Google than Bauer for Bauer's own product. That's really interesting. Let's explore how this happens. So let's take a look at that Bauer site in more detail, and I want to take a look at this Sport Check site in more detail. So let's see what's going on here. So if I look at the Bauer site, let's find those shoulder pads I'm looking for. Here we go, Supreme shoulder pads. Okay. So a couple of nice photos, I like that. They got a nice title here. They got the price, $199 Canadian. They have a nice description, the sizes. Another title here I like, product description. So lots of good information there. So it's a fine page. I don't see any issues there per se. Let's go look at Sport Check. Let me see if I can find those same shoulder pads so we can compare. Oh, there they are, perfect. Okay, so again, we got some photos, that's great. Bauer Supreme 2S Pro Junior shoulder pads, I like the description. Here's the price, here's the size. Some additional products, I like that too. Some features, some specifications. Okay, so the pages aren't really that different. They have largely the same information. So why is Sport Check doing better than Bauer? And the reason is because they've done a better job of providing information to the search engine. So what we're looking at here is what I like to say the humans see. So this is the front end view of the website. So the search engine will show up and it will crawl this page and it will look for all the information you see here. But what the search engine's also doing is they're looking at all of the data behind the scenes. So let me show you what that looks like. So the search engine doesn't just look at the human view, it looks at the code view. So let's compare what's happening with Sport Check and Bauer here. So this is a tool Google provides to show you the types of information they're seeing. So this is the Sport Check site. This is all the code in the Sport Check site. So what you can do as a retailer and your developers can do for you is they add additional information into that code. So beyond just putting the information there for the people to see, you can add all kinds of information in the background for the search engine to see. And you can tell it really specific things about the products. So let's see what Sport Check has done here. So on the right, Google's provided a little view so we can see what they're seeing. So I see they've actually provided quite a bit of information. So this is the structured data I'm talking about. So they have explicitly told Google, hey, Google, I have a product. It's at type product. The name of the product is Bauer Supreme 2S Pro Junior Shoulder Pads. It's giving me a product ID. Hey, Google, here's a description. Here's where you can find an image. The brand is Bauer. There's an offer, which is $199 Canadian. They even told Google that's in new condition and that it's in stock. And I see they've even given it information for things like the sizes. There's small, there's large. So they've specifically coded a bunch of information there for Google. And the reason that's important is when someone does a search like I did, where I was looking for a youth and I was looking for a specific type being Supreme, Google is very confident that this page has that information. So when you give the search engine really explicit details, it has a lot of confidence that the product that that consumer is looking for is there, and therefore they're more apt to show you. Let's take a look at how Bauer did. So now we're looking at the Bauer site. Again, here's the Bauer code. Let's take a look at their, so they do have some structured data, which is good. Type is product. Here's the image, that's great. The name is Supreme 2S. Notice that it doesn't have Bauer Supreme, so that's a bit of a miss. They didn't include the word Bauer in there like Sport Check did. Here's the URL, it's good, description's good. Name again doesn't say Bauer. In fact, they didn't mark up the brand. Remember how Sport Check actually said brand equals Bauer? They didn't do that. The price is $169 US. That's interesting. So it's in Canadian on the website, but okay, this is a bit of a miss by Bauer. So they've actually told Google that the price is $169.99 USD. So I suspect this is an issue with their multi-country coding in the background. So this is probably one of the reasons Bauer didn't rank well, is because I'm in Canada. Google knows that it's looking for Canadian currency. So this probably counted against them. So the reason I'm showing you this is to let you know that when a consumer starts to do these longer searches using their voice, you have an opportunity to outrank not only your competitors, but potentially even the manufacturer itself, if you do a better job of telling Google exactly the product you have. So structured data is something that any retailer can implement on their website. You don't need a whole army of people. Your developer should be able to do this for you. They simply add some coding right into the back end of your website, which very specifically tells Google all this information for each of your products. And what that does then is it really increases the amount of products and the information that Google has on your website. So as people are doing these longer, or as I like to call them, super ultra long tail searches, you can outrank other companies. I really hope you found this video helpful. If you would like to ask any questions, you can always get me through the Retail Council of Canada, or feel free to contact me directly at steve@reshiftmedia.com. Have a great day.